What's good? It's Unconventional AF with Jaleel Wavy back with a new episode. I have a good topic that's not about mental health today. So let's go ahead and get into it. Rick Ross is on the microphone talking shit about the GOAT. He was on the PBD podcast, and the headline that I got from Hollywood Unlocked reads, Rick Ross says Drake isn't on his level and that Iceman was horrendous. Now that's just two lies right there. Just two bold-faced, black-ass lies. Drake isn't on Rick Ross' level. Iceman was horrendous. Rick Ross probably didn't even listen to Iceman. Let's be real. And I don't even want to get into this or tear into Rick Ross because I actually like Rick Ross. Rick Ross is underrated in my opinion. Rick Ross puts together great albums. He can really rap. He has an album coming out this summer that I'm looking forward to. But if you come at the GOAT, now we got to pull up numbers. Because you could say he's not on your level. Lie. Iceman was horrendous. Lie. But the numbers don't. Drake versus Rick Ross. Numbers don't lie. Drake has 5 Grammys. You want to know how many Rick Ross has? Yeah, you guessed it. None. 0, sir. Total albums sold worldwide. Drake, 170 million. I couldn't even find Rick Ross total numbers. I saw 2.5 for USA. 2.5 million. I saw tens of millions worldwide, but I couldn't even find an exact number on how many total albums that Rick Ross has sold. And then platinum albums. Rick Ross won Port of Miami, his debut album in 2006. 2006, that is 20 years ago. Guess how many Drake has? 6. Yes, Drake has 6 platinum albums to Rick Ross 1. Take Care, Views, Nothing Was the Same, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, For All the Dogs, and Some Sexy Songs for You. Some Sexy Songs for You and For All the Dogs was what? 2024? 2025? Rick Ross, you're going to be lucky to do 100,000 for this upcoming album this summer. Lucky. And that might even be generous. Let's talk about monthly listeners on Spotify. Rick Ross, 17 million monthly listeners. Drake, 97. Drake is one of the most streamed rappers of all time. To be honest, he's probably the most streamed. And he's one of the most streamed artists of all time. Even with all of this BS going on between Kendrick Lamar and everybody getting on the internet hating on him and his music, he's still out here doing numbers. You know what's so funny, bro? I listen to a lot of podcasts and radio shows, right? And it seems like everybody that I love and enjoy hates on Drake so much. Charlamagne, I listen to Brilliant Idiots with him and Andrew Schultz. He can't stand Drake. Never, well, you know, I take that back. I'm not going to say never has anything good to say, but he shits on Drake's music all the time. I listen to The Read with Kid Fury and Crystal. Love them down. They can't stand Drake. Jamel Hill and Carrie Champion on Flagrant and Funny. Can't stand Drake. Higher Learning with Rachel and Van. Can't stand Drake. And I love all of those people. Listen to their stuff religiously. Every single week, I'm turning them on. But boy, they can't stand Drake. Some of the biggest Drake haters you will find. But the sad part about all of this, and this is the deeper dive that I wanted to get into, the male ego. Because all of this is just about egos, bruh. Rick Ross and Drake beef, and they didn't put out great music together. They have hits together. At one point, they were friends. And now they beefing, putting each other in songs. Drake out here fighting everybody. Since the Kendrick thing happened, him and J. Cole not even cool anymore. And they was just on tour together not too long ago. And now Drake on a song talking about some J. Cole, why you not answering his phone calls? Egos are ruining the black man. Did y'all not understand that egos get us killed? Egos put us in jail. Egos are ruining families, taking people's lives away because we can't control our emotions. We got too much pride, and it is ruining us. I have some examples of how if niggas would have got their egos together, the world would have been a much better place. Narratives would have been different. Lives would have been changed if these men would have just put their egos aside. The first one that came to the top of my head was just Biggie and Pac. You know, one little misunderstanding and now they're no longer here. Now, most of the examples I've had, they are sports, but it's very relevant to this. Shaq and Kobe, they was able to three-peat, get 3 championship rings back to back to back. But because egos and pride, and they couldn't put them away, put their problems aside and fix things, they break up. And I believe that Shaq said that him and Kobe didn't even really speak. And then he passed away in 2020. Rest in peace to him. And now you have all these regrets because you wish you would have just picked up the phone. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie left a good thing in Cleveland with LeBron James and Kevin Love because he didn't want to be Lil Bro by LeBron James. He wanted to be his own man and just had to leave Cleveland because he wanted to run the team by himself and see if he can win as the number one guy. Celtics went to hell. Brooklyn was terrible. And now he's in Dallas. Anthony Davis gone. Luka Doncic gone. Who knows how it's going to turn out with Cooper Flag because he's only going to be in his second season. Kyrie probably won't even be in Dallas that much longer. Kyrie will probably never win another ring. But if he would have just put his pride aside, he probably could have had a few of them with LeBron James and Kevin Love in Cleveland. Speaking of LeBron James, that man was only in Miami for 4 years. Remember, they had that big celebration. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. That man went up to like 7 or 8 rings. And they only won 2. Well, not only. But it's like, bruh, imagine if LeBron James would have stayed in Miami and the Heatles was a thing for at least a good 7 to 10 years. He probably would have more rings than just 4. But the story goes, LeBron James said this on Pat McAfee, Pat Riley wouldn't give that man hot, fresh chocolate chip cookies. And ultimately, he ended up leaving. Egos, bro. You got to put that shit aside. In the most recent one, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown got his ass on a live stream and said that this season, the one without Jason Tatum because he was out with a torn Achilles, this season where he got put out the playoffs, even though he was up 3-1, he said that this was his favorite season. Now, I can low-key understand that because him and Jason Tatum are like A and B, Batman and Robin. And the media tends to put them against each other. Who's the man? Who team is it? So Jaylen Brown got a chance to see who he would be by himself with being the number one guy with not another superstar beside him. And he was in MVP talks at one point. He had a fantastic season without Jason Tatum. I will give him that. But bruh, you and Jason Tatum got 1 ring together and y'all not even 30 yet. But if y'all don't get y'all shit together, bro, y'all might be one and done with the championships, and one of y'all gonna be out the door. I really want the front office to try to get Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in a room together so they can talk out their issues, so they can continue to win, and they can be one of the greatest duos to ever play the game. If they can just get those egos in check and come together. And my last one, and this one breaks my heart every time I think about it, Takeoff. Rest in peace to Takeoff, man. Was killed because Quavo was arguing over a dice game in Houston. Takeoff might be here right now, bro, if it wasn't for that. But we just argue about the dumbest things because in the heat of a moment, you got to check somebody. You can't let somebody get one over on you. And one of the greatest rap groups of all time, definitely the greatest of my generation, are no longer together. Because remember, Offset fell out with them prior to that. And it was what, Unc and Nephew? Like, I could only imagine what Offset went through finding out that Takeoff was murdered. Probably didn't have a conversation with him prior to it. Didn't tell him that you love him. I miss you. He's gone. And now you got to live with that for the rest of your life. I hate it, bro. I hate it so much. It's long. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Just put them egos aside, bro. You know, it's so crazy though, but I understand it from a rich nigga perspective because if you've been getting money for a long time, you get all the women, you get whatever you want out of life, why do you need to change? Why do you need to change? If you don't ever plan on getting married, bro, and you just gonna keep playing the field and running it up with women, bro, and getting all the checks that you want, you really don't have the reason to change as a man. I feel like men like Charlamagne the God, right? He talked about getting therapy. Jay-Z, LeBron James, whoever, right? If you got a wife and somebody that's going to hold you accountable, that you actually care about, that you want to do better by, then you'll get your shit together and make sure that you do better. Not just for yourself, but for them. But when you don't have somebody that can check you and put you in line, bro, you're just going to do whatever the hell you want. Hell, Drake was on a song talking about my therapist too fine to even concentrate. Hell, do you even got a therapist? I don't know, but he said that. But that's all I have for today. Subscribe to the podcast. Follow Jaleel Wavy on Instagram and TikTok, Unconventional AF on Instagram. Thank you for listening.